Tears in Heaven. We're going to take a look today at a very emotional song for Eric and anybody else that has kids. But it is some great guitar playing and some great singing in it. I'm not going to sing this one because just can't do it. But I really recommend listening to the original version. Although originally, of course, this came out as part of the soundtrack for the movie Rush in 1994, somewhere around there. But of course, the version that most people are familiar with is the live version they did on the Unplugged album. And so we're going to be playing this, not so much worrying about playing it note for note the way it goes, but just kind of making but the tablature I have is very accurate for the parts in there. A song like this, you never need 6 pages of tab for this, because it really is a technique of just a finger-picking technique that mostly consists of keeping a steady bass going, usually the same bass note, sometimes as quarter notes in a measure, sometimes as offbeat quarter notes, meaning every other every and you'd be playing the bass note. So we're really going to talk about lots of different ways you can do this. You could even strum through the chords. This could be a campfire song. You could just run through the chords, picking them lots of different ways. Now, Eric plays a lot of these chords, and I'll talk more about this in the left hand, with his thumb wrapped around the bass. I'm going to usually not do that. I did it once in the playthrough, if you watched carefully, I think. So, but we're gonna mostly just practice. We're gonna learn to play the chords in the most efficient way to finger them, and then just hit the strings that are going down here. So we just have a couple sections of the song. Really, just a verse and a bridge. There's basically 2 sections, and the introduction is the verse, the first line of the verse, with just a slight little modification so that it ends on a different chord. But so that's all we're going to be doing with this, is learning to play. There's some nice hammer-ons and some kind of unusual chords that are hard to reach. And again, he plays some of these with his thumb, but I'm going to recommend against that. You're going to need to be able to play some bar chords, and what else? We're going to skip instrumental versions of this because it's a second guitar that would play the melody in there. So we're really just going to look at the accompaniment for how to play this and back yourself up singing. Now, I don't really probably need to go into too much of the story about this. I'm sure most people are familiar with it. If you're familiar with the song, it again came out of a very unfortunate circumstance with the death of his son Connor, and that type of thing is frequently motivation to, I mean, sometimes magical things happen in tragic situations, and I think that's a little bit of what was going on here. So there was, unfortunately, the situation led to Eric, the part of Eric's grieving process gave birth to this song, and we are all very thankful for it, I think. But okay, enough maudlin talk. It is still a wonderful song, and I think it's really important to learn how to do the picking that happens here. There are some very difficult techniques with the left hand. So without any more rambling about this beautiful tune, let's get into some of the stuff you have to do to be able to play it.